The most common question I'm asked about this is, what did I pay for my Durette DRT 450? What was the process to get it? How hard was it to get it? Did I buy it straight from China? There's so many questions that many of you have that I'm here in this video to answer for you. Because this, I think, is one of the greatest homeowner machines you can have. Maybe even for a small business. And it's a process to get it. And it was really scary for me to get it. So I'm going to start from the beginning, and I'm going to go step by step and explain how this worked for me. When I first decided to buy one of these mini skid steers, honestly, it was for this YouTube channel. It was because there's not much content on these out there, and I wanted to get one and be one of the first ones to have one so I could really show what it's like and put my video skills to the test and see if I really can help you all out. If I can do that, I can grow my channel and make some side income from it. That led me on a quest to find the best machine I could for the money. I wanted something that I didn't have to worry about fixing. I wanted something to just buy and use, similar to my Kimron machine that I bought from a dealership here in Oklahoma. I got that and it's just ready to go. So I've bought from a dealership, and then I wanted to buy a machine from China, and next I want to get an auction machine, which I just did recently. So that's all three options to buy them. Those are the big ones. And so I wanted to find the best mini skid steer that I could find. There's a bunch of companies that sell machines that look exactly like this. Are they the same? It looks like it. Each one of them will tell you that they're the manufacturer. So I reached out to one company, and I wasn't really impressed with their salesperson. They didn't seem to know a lot. I talked to another company. And I'm pretty knowledgeable on this stuff. I do a lot of research. Like, I do a lot of homework. I'm not just a normal guy, just quick Google search. I researched these for weeks, and I was pretty knowledgeable about them. So when I started asking questions, the salesperson, they lied to me. And there's a couple things they said that just didn't add up. I'm like, I don't think these people know what they're talking about. And then a guy, Jake Nicholson, on Facebook reached out to me, and he told me how to find the manufacturer of this machine. He said it was Durette. He said, talk to a guy named Dean Sun. Dean Sun's the man, and he'll be able to help you out. And that's what I did. I reached out to Dean, and Dean was very communicative, great salesperson, answered all my questions. He was spot on. And I had a lot of questions. Like, I was talking to Dean for weeks, honestly. It was quite a bit of time that had elapsed between when I first reached out to him and when I finally put my money down to buy it. And he answered every question I had. He gave me tours of his factory. He gave me videos of all kinds of stuff. So I believe that Dean is responsible for manufacturing these. So I decided to go out on a limb, and I'm going to send my money to China, and I'm going to buy the machine. But what did it cost? How much really was it? So that's a difficult question because it's not cut and dry. I purchased this through Alibaba, And that's where I talked to Dean, and we communicated. We texted back and forth through the Alibaba app. So on Alibaba, it has whatever price. All the companies, they say $1,000. You buy 1,000 units and they'll only be $10 a piece. Whatever, I'm exaggerating. But they're stupid low prices. Don't believe any prices on Alibaba. They're ridiculous. You need to click the contact link and contact the salesperson, which I did. I went to the Alibaba link for direct, and Dean was the salesperson. I got a hold of him, and he gave me the real price. So the real price for this machine was $6,300, but that's not it. You have to get it from China here to the United States. So I'm going to read this to make sure I don't mess up any of these numbers. So the real price of this machine, $6,330. That's what he sold it to me for. Now shipping, I did the DDP shipping, and DDP is what I recommend. That means that the seller, Dean, takes all responsibility for everything to do with shipping, from customs to getting a customs broker and agent, from the ship onto a freight truck, and everything from that till it comes on a truck to me. So he has responsibility for everything, and the shipping price for DDP covers everything from him at his factory to my property here. And that's what I want. I don't want to mess with that. I don't know anything about shipping from China. Is it more expensive? Yeah, probably. But it's just door-to-door stuff. It's like buying from eBay or, Amazon or something. Like you click purchased and then it comes to you. Not as fast. It takes a while. We're going to get to that. But my DDP shipping to me was $21.90, and then a logistics fee of $10. So all in, $8,530 to purchase this and have it delivered to me here in Oklahoma City. Doesn't sound bad. There's a catch to that. It doesn't just show up on your doorstep and just, oh yeah, let me just grab it real quick and stick it in my pocket. No, it's a large machine and it weighs like 2,500 pounds. The weight of the whole thing was over 3,000 pounds for the crate and this, because I bought attachments to. So I needed a forklift to unload it from the truck. I don't have a forklift that can pick up over 3,000 pounds. So I had to find a business to do that. And that was a challenge. I reached out to all kinds of places. They did not want me to use their forklift. I finally found a place here in Oklahoma City that was willing to unload it for me. Coincidentally, it's a forklift sales and service place. The owner of it is a friend of my boss at work. So I reached out to him and said, hey, I'm going to buy a machine from China. He said, don't trust people from China. Don't trust them. Don't trust anything you buy. Good luck. Said, you might get scammed on this deal. Good luck, buddy. And everyone I talked to said the same thing. If you buy from China, you are risking losing your money and never getting your product. And if you do get your product, it's probably going to be a piece of junk. But it's possible it could be good. It might not be good. Super frustrating. So this place sells Chinese forklifts, so he knows what he's talking about, so I probably should listen to him, right? Or should I listen to Jake? Well, I listened to Jake and I went ahead and bought it. So the way it works is you put 30% down and then they'll start the manufacturing process and they'll start building it. So he did. And then once it's finished being built, well, then you pay the rest of it, the extra 70%. And there you go. Once you do that, then they're going to take your machine in China and they're going to bring it to port and they're going to ship it to you. So for my machine, my initial payment, which actually, because I bought so many attachments and I worked out a deal and I didn't feel like I should trust this process. I don't know anyone that bought one before. Remember, I'm the guy that's being the guinea pig that's going to make videos and show you guys that it's okay, or I got scammed. It was okay, clearly, because I got it and it's awesome, but I just didn't know. So my initial payment was $1,706. And then my final payment, once it was built, was $6,824. Now you might be thinking to yourself, wait, that's not $8,530. No, because there's tax on top of it, $553.87 in tax. So really, I paid just over $9,000 for the whole thing, including tax. So that's just the machine, and all that gets me is the machine and the bucket, which with that $6,300 price, he included the counterweights, He included teeth on the bucket and some spare parts, some spare lines and such. One of the reasons I've been hesitant to even make a video on this topic is because the prices change. So most people these days are paying $5,500 for this same DRT 450. I paid $6,300, and that's only in a few month time frame. And the crazy thing is, the new machines have better drive motors here. You see a gold little round thing? That's the Danfoss motor. The new ones have a tie-down hook for your trailer here in the back. The new ones have black gauge surrounds in around the controls and levers. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff they keep adding. Dean keeps improving these as we say, hey, we want to see some different things. It's not exactly this, it's this, but better. And it's cheaper. Back to what I paid in my story. That's still not everything I paid, because I put it on a credit card. And on Alibaba, if you use a credit card, they're going to charge you 2.9% on top of whatever you paid. So do the math. It just starts getting expensive, you know? Still a million times cheaper than anything you can buy here. But there's a lot of moving pieces to this, and it's not cut and dry, because you've got the machine price, and then you get your DDP shipping, and then you get your tax on top of that, and then whatever you spend on Alibaba. If you're like me and you don't want to do a wire transfer to a foreign country that you know nothing about, and you don't know if you even trust the people because you don't know who they are, and there's no recourse if you if they decide they're going to screw you over. So I put it on a credit card. I also didn't have the cash for it, but I knew that if I had the machine and it was good, I could make content and I could make the money back on YouTube, like I'm doing now. So there's 2.9% on top of all that, and now we're getting really darn expensive. And my plan is to take all that and then move it to a 0% interest credit card, which again, there's a fee for that. So let's get into the attachments, because I bought a whole bunch of attachments for it, and I'm going to read this off my list here of all the attachments that I bought. So I wanted a bunch of attachments because I want to make a whole bunch of content, and I want to show you guys how good this machine is, if it really is good, or I'm going to spend a whole bunch of money and I'm going to get screwed because I'll never get my stuff. But I did get my stuff. So let me get into the attachments. So I got the auger, and I got the auger drill bit. The auger drill bit I got is 8.5 inches wide. That cost me $800. I got the grapple, not the one with the bucket on the bottom, but the open grapple claw. That was $500. The pallet forks that I have on here right now, those cost me $280. I got the trencher. And the trencher I thought was really cool. I don't have any use for it, but that would make a good YouTube video, and it sure does look cool in pictures. $940. I wanted a land leveler. I've got a gravel driveway, and I thought I could do some cool videos with that as I put more gravel down on my shop driveway. $180 for that. I got the little trailer hitch attachment so I can hook it up and move trailers around without having to back my truck up and hook those up. Trailer hitch was $130. Then I got the 4-in-1 bucket. I thought the 4-in-1 bucket would be pretty cool, so I got that. $550. The brush cutter. Brush cutter's a must-have. I don't have any brush to cut, but man, it sure would be cool to have a brush cutter, and I can make some cool videos with that. $1,050. Stump grinder. Gotta have the stump grinder. Stump grinder's a must-have for anyone. Now, when I got my stump grinder, it had the basic little teeth on it. $1,390 for my stump grinder. Since then, I got the carbide teeth. $120 for the carbide teeth. I put those on my stump grinder. I also got a couple other things I'll have to throw in here just to let you know what I did buy. I bought a quick connect for my mini excavator, $70. I got a ripper for my mini excavator, another $70. Grand total, $5,960 for all the attachments that I bought. So I had to ship those. They fit a couple of them in the crate with this. I got the bucket was in this and the brush cutter. Everything else was in its own crate. That crate weighed a couple thousand pounds, so $2,190 plus a logistics premium of $10, so $2,200 for that. So a grand total of $8,160 for the attachments, plus $521.50 for tax. So my initial payment to get the attachments going was $1,632. And then once they were made, ready to crate, then I sent the remaining 70% or 80%, because I put 20% down, of $6,528. Now remember, I put it on a credit card. So Alibaba charged me 2.9% on top of that. And then I moved it to a 0% card. So there was a fee to do that also. As usual, I ran out of daylight, but I've got my ambulance here and it's got some awesome lights. So I'm going to stand here by my machine and use the ambulance lights, and hopefully this video works out and answers all your questions about how I bought it and what I paid. I am going to have to get into a video about why an ambulance is the perfect vehicle to haul stuff around with. And if you're going to go out to work sites, even someone like me, I'm just pulling my stuff to my other property, my cabin property, and I've got all my stuff in all these storage bins. And why I think this thing is so awesome. I mean, just these lights alone tell me that's not great. And there's lights on every side. You can light up the back, light up the sides, any direction you want to light it up, we can light it up. Anyway, okay, back to my mini skid steer and telling you my story. So once I pay the final amount, well, then it's to be shipped. And so Dean sent me a video of the machine getting crated, all the attachments getting crated. Now I had paid, remember, I had paid almost $18,000 by this point on a credit card. Worst case scenario, if I get scammed, maybe the credit card company will help me out, fraud. And I've also got the Alibaba protection because I purchased through Alibaba. So it's a trade assurance protection. So hopefully you don't get scammed. But Dean, he's been on top of it, and he's really given me all these videos and pictures and everything, and I feel really confident I'm going to get it. So then he sends me a picture of my crates loaded onto a truck, and I can see my zip code, and it says USA right on the side of the crate on a label, and I'm getting my stuff. So then he tells me it's going to be on a ship. But this takes days. He finally tells me what ship. Well, you can Google the name of a ship, and there's all these tracking websites, and you can track it. Well, you can track it for free, like right by China. And then it'll say, last updated 2 days ago, 7 days ago, 14 days ago. But it'll tell you when it's going to port, and it's going to get to Los Angeles. So finally it gets to Los Angeles. Well, from there, I think it takes about 3 weeks from port to even get to Oklahoma City to get to me. And anyway, long story short, I do have a video on that, which you can click that and go to the video. And then once you go to that video, it'll tell you that whole story. But anyway, so it gets over there to Oklahoma City on the truck, and finally I am going to get my machine. Will it be any good? There's a video on that too. So it arrives at the forklift place, and I go over there, and they hooked me up. They charged me 1 hour of labor, and they only charge $95 an hour for labor for me for doing this. And what they did is they picked it up and they put it on my trailer. And then here I is. I've got these crates. The crates look good. They weren't crushed. And will it be good? $18,000 on a credit card. And I really don't have that much money. I need a good machine so I can make YouTube videos. It was good. So the machine's good. You can see all my videos, a whole series on this thing. And it was worth it. And dealing with Dean was worth it. And since then, I've actually purchased another machine. I got the bigger, better one with the Kubota diesel, called the V1000. That should be hitting the port in Los Angeles in January 8th. And then my process of waiting for it on the truck and going over to the forklift sales place, which I'm going to do a video on that, and getting my V1000 soon. So, do I believe in the process? Yes. Is Dean a guy that I would trust? Yes. So far, I have no reason not to believe him. Now, some of his shipping times are a little... He told me it would take 25 days once it hit support. It took 2 months. So he's a stand-up guy. He warranties his stuff. Everything's good. I would definitely buy from him, but his shipping times are a little... Now they're busy enough, they have a whole sales team over there at Durrett. So you might not be Dean, you might be too busy. You might be paying your commission to some other sales guy, Alex, or there's a few other ones over there, which I don't know. I've only personally dealt with Dean. I've seen other guys on these Facebook groups who've dealt with other people. Link in the description for my Facebook groups. I have a Facebook group just for people, no salesmen, nobody, not even from Durrett, no salesmen from any company are allowed in there. They will be kicked out. These are just end users, people that want to buy, or those of us that own them that want to talk about them without getting pushy salespeople messing with us. I also have made a group for Durrett because I wanted a place I could talk to about Durrett machines. There was one for V1000s, but there wasn't one for 450s and the other machines, the 480, which I'd like to get, and maybe even the 430, and some of those other machines would be really cool. Anyway, links in the description for those. So I hope you guys have found this video interesting and informative, and this is what you wanted to know, and hopefully I've been able to help you out. If you have, do me a favor, like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow this channel, and if I can get enough of these machines from different companies and places and get enough of these, buy them and do a bunch of videos and sell them and buy them and a bunch of videos and sell them, I would like to do this all the time. Right now I'm just doing it in the evenings, Right now I'm just doing it in the evenings, like right now, or on the weekends, because I have a full-time job that takes 50, 60 hours from my week away. Plus I've got kids and I want to spend time with my family too. So right now it's almost dinner time. This is New Year's Day. I've been off today and I have time to make a quick video. So here you go. Here's your update. Thank you so much for sticking around. I appreciate every single one of you. As usual, enjoy your time in the trees. I know I do. And have a great day.